Would you like to spend less time on a job site and yet get more done? Our industry has come a long ways, and yet we got a long ways to go. Take McDonald's, for example. You could take any individual off the street, and within 3 to 4 days, they're doing the job of a skilled laborer in that facility that's been there, say, 3 or 4 years. Why? Systems and processes. And these are just a couple examples, but this is an area we all need to do better on. For starters, don't even think about leaving the office without all that product being on your job site. This is an area contractors fail at miserably. I'll give you an example. I was just over our local supplier even earlier this morning, and I was in there, I had to pick up just a couple things. I waited for 40 minutes to be able to get just those couple of items. I saw multiple contractors coming in and doing the exact same thing. Why? Why are we spending that kind of time? You take that 40 minutes times 2, that's an hour and 20 minutes. If you're billing out at $100 an hour, that's $133 that you just lost. We need to order ahead of time, get that product on the job site. Next, I wouldn't even think about leaving your office without a grade plan. You need a grade plan, you need a specific plan, shows you exactly how the project's being built. When you get to that job site, you're gonna have a couple of your lead guys unload that truck, unload the equipment, get all the tools out. As a leadman, you want to be in that backyard starting to lay out. Remember, time is money. The tools you're going to take out. For instance, you're going to need your laser rod. Be able to get your grades and elevations quick, fast, efficient. You're also going to need the BL180 for setting your base block. You're going to need a BL450 for then setting multiple blocks at a time. You're going to need the right compaction equipment. Without the right base compacted, your wall is going to fail. We recommend the forward plate compactor, either a CR6 or larger, or a jumping jack. So that's another area that we need to really pay attention to. You're going to need a 6-foot level or a screeder package for screeding off of your wall screed system. You're going to need your scribes for marking your caps. All these different tools, all these different processes, the list goes on, but keep in mind, write yourself an SOP of how you build your retaining walls so that it's very organized and you're not wasting time. One thing I will elaborate on, our wall crews, they all have 3-foot wide buckets. Why? We need to put a 3-foot wide base in for a 1-foot retaining wall. We need to be building stability. And I've seen jobs fail over and over and over again because a contractor's putting 3 or 4 inches of base in front of that wall. We need a substantial base. So you may not have a 3-foot bucket, but you can dig 3-foot wide even with your 1-foot or 2-foot wide bucket. Another system, SOP, that comes to mind is when you're installing our Quickie hybrid edging. That's another area you want to make sure you have the product on the job site. When you get to the job, you're going to need your sand plow for scraping away your bedding layer. You're going to install your hybrid edging. You're going to want to make sure you have the Quickie hammer bit that connects to your SDS hammer drill for installing your hybrid stake, being able to drive those into the ground, or your spikes if you're going in on a 60-degree angle in a dense grade base. You're going to want your VPR roller plate compactor or a plate compactor with a poly pad to be able to compact that at least 3 times on your edge to consolidate that. Another thing we recommend is a broom to make sure that you're back brooming your bedding up against that edging. If there's any gaps in there, either from your poly sand or your joint fill or your 3H chip stone or your sand bedding layer, you compact that fully, you're going to have one bulletproof system. To make my point, let's take a fire truck, for example. Gentleman's in his backyard, he's grilling, next thing you know, fire gets away, the side of his house gets out. Call 911. Calls 911, the guys at the firehouse, they're meandering around. Okay, they finally get in the truck. They get lost on the way. 45 minutes later, they show up at the house. Chief gets out of the truck. Hey, he says, grab the hose and grab the nozzle. The guys run over, they're kind of digging through a whole bunch of hoses scattered all over the place. Hey, Chief, I don't think we have a nozzle. I think we might have left it at the last fire. All right, forget the hose. Get the axe. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking, Chief, I brought that axe home and I was going to sharpen it this week and I forgot all about bringing it back. This is exactly what we're doing on our job sites. If that fire and that home becomes a complete loss, that's exactly what we're doing with our profit. It's a loss. So let's get ourselves organized. It's a great example. This example was given to me by Frank Gandora. He actually wrote an article and he tagged us in it saying you need to get Pave Tools processes and systems and tools in place to make yourself more efficient and more profitable. By the way, if you'd like to read that article by Frank Gandora, It's in the link below. Early in this video, I talked about retaining walls. We have a retaining wall system, and we've actually built a video on it. Be sure to click the link on the screen, and you can watch just how efficient and fast you can build retaining walls, which is second to none. If you made it this far, we appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, questions, you can give us a call. Also, many of our dealers are well educated on our tools and processes, so keep that in mind. We hope to see you next week. If you're still here, click the video on the screen. That's what most contractors watch next. Look forward to seeing you next Friday for our tip of the week.